Imagine this. You're floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The nearest land is over 600 miles away. You're on a tiny rubber raft, barely 6 feet long. The sun is burning your skin. Your lips are cracked and bleeding. You haven't had fresh water in 3 days. And circling below you, never leaving, always watching, sharks. This is day 1. You have 46 more days to go. Most people wouldn't survive a week, but Lieutenant James Mitchell is a 22-year-old fighter pilot from Oregon, survived 47 days alone at sea. No rescue, no supplies, just him, a broken raft, and an ocean that wanted him dead. This is his story. And I'm going to tell you exactly how he did the impossible. If you want to see how this turned out, please hit that like button. It helps us share more forgotten stories like this, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Because this isn't just a survival story, it's a masterclass in the human will to live. Let me take you back to May 1943, May 15th, 1943. Somewhere over the Pacific Ocean, James Mitchell is flying his F-4F Wildcat fighter on a routine patrol mission. He's been in the Pacific Theater for 8 months now. Shot down 2 Japanese Zeros. He's good at his job. Maybe a little too confident. But today, something goes wrong. His engine starts sputtering at 11:30 a.m. Oil pressure dropping. Temperature rising. He radios his squadron. "I've got engine trouble. Heading back to carrier." But he doesn't make it. At 11:47 a.m., his engine dies completely. Just stops. And suddenly he's not flying anymore. He's falling. You know that feeling in your stomach when an elevator drops too fast? Imagine that. But you're in a metal box falling from 8,000 feet toward an ocean that looks like concrete from that height. James has maybe 90 seconds to do everything right. If he panics, he dies. If he makes one mistake, he dies. He tries to restart the engine. Nothing. He's dropping through 6,000 feet now. The ocean is getting closer, fast. He has to ditch, crash land in the ocean. It's his only chance. Fighter pilots practice this, but practicing in a swimming pool and doing it for real in the open ocean, completely different. He aims for a relatively calm stretch of water, levels off as much as he can without power. The ocean is rushing up at him. Closer, closer. Impact. The crash is violent. The plane hits the water at over 100 miles per hour. The nose crumples. Water explodes over the canopy. The force slams James against his harness, knocking the wind out of him. And then the worst part starts. The plane is sinking. Fast. Water is pouring into the cockpit. He's got maybe 30 seconds before the plane goes under and takes him with it. His hands are shaking, but he forces them to work. Releases his harness, pushes the canopy open, pushes harder. It slides back. Water is up to his chest now. He climbs out, kicks away from the sinking plane, and swims. Swims as hard as he can because the suction from a sinking aircraft can pull you down with it. The plane disappears beneath the surface. Gone, like it was never there. James treads water, breathing hard, watching the spot where his plane vanished. And then it hits him. He's alone. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, no land in sight, no ships, no planes, just water. In every direction, forever. That's when he sees it. About 30 feet away, his life raft. It automatically inflated when his plane hit the water. It's just floating there, waiting. He swims to it, climbs in, and for the first time since the crash, he lets himself feel it. Terror. Day 1, May 15th, 1943. James takes stock of his situation. The raft is a standard military issue. Rubber, about 6 feet long, 3 feet wide. Bright yellow, so search planes can spot it. Inside the raft's emergency kit, he finds 2 water tins about a quart each, emergency rations, chocolate bars, a few cans of Spam, a flare gun with 4 flares, a fishing line with hooks, a small mirror for signaling, a first aid kit, a small knife. Not much, but it's something. He figures rescue will come in a day or two. His squadron knows roughly where he went down. They'll send search planes. He just has to stay alive until then. The first day isn't so bad. The weather is decent, the sun is hot, but not unbearable. He rations his water carefully, just small sips. He knows dehydration will kill him faster than starvation. He scans the horizon constantly, looking for planes, for ships, for anything. Nothing. Night falls, and James experiences something he's never felt before. True darkness. Not city darkness. Not even country darkness. Ocean darkness. There are no lights. Anywhere. Just stars above and black water below. The raft rocks gently on the swells, and beneath him he can feel the ocean. Massive. Ancient. Indifferent. He tries to sleep but can't. Every sound makes him jump. Water slapping against the raft. Something brushing underneath. What was that? A shark? A whale? His imagination runs wild. Day 2. Still no rescue. James fires one of his flares in the morning, hoping a search plane might see it. The flare arcs into the sky, burns bright orange, and falls into the sea. No response. By day 3, he's starting to worry. Where are the search planes? Why hasn't anyone found him? What he doesn't know, can't know, is that his squadron commander made a calculation error. They're searching 50 miles from his actual position. And in an ocean this big, 50 miles might as well be 5,000 miles. Day 4. The water rations are running low. He's being careful, but there's only so much you can stretch a quart of water when you're losing fluid through sweat and breath every minute. The sun is his enemy now. It beats down relentlessly. His skin is burning despite his attempts to shade himself with his shirt. His lips crack and bleed. His tongue feels swollen. Day 5. Something changes. James stops thinking about rescue in the next few hours. He starts thinking about survival in the long term. He needs water. Fresh water. The ocean around him is full of water, but drinking salt water will kill you faster than drinking nothing. It dehydrates you even more. So he tries something. He remembers reading that you can collect morning dew. He drapes his shirt over the side of the raft at night, and in the morning he wrings it out into his mouth. It's not much. Maybe a few tablespoons. But it's something, and right now, something is everything. Day 6. He catches his first fish. It takes hours. The fishing line keeps tangling. The bait meant a piece of his emergency ration keeps falling off the hook. But finally, he feels a tug. He pulls up a small fish. Maybe 8 inches long. He's never been so happy to see a fish in his life. Using his knife, he cuts it open. The meat is raw and slimy, but he eats it because he has to. And you know what? It's not that bad. Or maybe he's just that hungry. Day 7. 1 week in the raft. James is still alive. But the optimism of the first few days is gone. Nobody is coming. No search planes. No ships. Nothing. He's on his own. Day 8. James makes a decision. If he's going to survive this, he needs a system. A routine. Something to keep his mind occupied. Every morning at dawn, he checks the raft for leaks, inspects his supplies, tries to catch fish. Mid-morning, he looks for ways to collect water. Dew, rain if it comes. He even tries creating a small solar still using his water tin and a piece of fabric, trying to distill small amounts of fresh water from seawater. Afternoon is the hardest. The sun is brutal. He has no shade. He drapes his shirt over his head, but it barely helps. The rubber raft absorbs heat. It's like sitting in a frying pan. Evening, he fishes again. Sometimes he catches something, sometimes he doesn't. Night, he tries to sleep. But sleep is difficult. The raft is uncomfortable. His body aches, and the sounds, the ocean is never quiet. Day 10. His skin is in bad shape, sunburned, blistered, peeling. His lips are cracked and constantly bleeding. His hands are raw from handling the fishing line. But he's adapting. His body is learning to survive on almost nothing. A few sips of water, raw fish, that's it. Day 12. Something happens that changes everything. Rain. Not much. A brief squall that lasts maybe 10 minutes. But James is ready. He cups his hands, opens his mouth, catches every drop he can. He spreads out his shirt and wrings the water into his tin. When it's over, he's collected maybe half a pint of fresh water. It's the best thing that's happened in almost 2 weeks. He drinks a little, saves the rest, because he doesn't know when it'll rain again. Day 14, 2 weeks. James is losing weight. He can feel his ribs. His face is gaunt. His eyes are sunken. But he's still alive, still fighting. The sharks are always there, sometimes just one or two, sometimes a whole group. They circle the raft, occasionally bumping it, just checking, seeing if he's dead yet. One day, a shark gets bold. It surfaces right next to the raft, its fin cutting through the water, its dead black eye looking right at him. James kicks the water, splashes, makes himself look big and aggressive. The shark loses interest and slides back into the depths. But it'll be back. They always come back. Day 15. James starts talking to himself, out loud, because the silence is driving him crazy. Okay, Mitchell, you're doing fine. Caught a fish yesterday. Got some rainwater. You're going to make it. Hearing a human voice, even if it's his own, helps. It reminds him that he's still human, still alive. Day 16. James wakes up and realizes something terrible. He's losing track of time. Was yesterday 15 or day 16? How many marks has he carved into the raft? He counts again and again. He can't remember. This is dangerous. Losing track of time means losing grip on reality. And once that happens, survival becomes almost impossible. He tries to refocus, create new routines, sing songs from his childhood, anything to keep his mind sharp. Day 18. The hallucinations start. He sees a ship on the horizon, clear as day. He's so excited he almost fires his last flare. But something makes him look again. Really look. There's no ship. It was just a cloud, a trick of heat and exhaustion and hope. He puts the flare away, tells himself to be more careful, to trust his eyes less. Day 20. He catches 3 fish in one day. It feels like a miracle. His body desperately needs the protein. He eats 2, tries to save 1 for later, but in this heat it'll spoil in hours. So he eats that one too. For the first time in days, his stomach feels full. It's a small victory, but it matters. Day 21, 3 weeks. James is starting to accept that he might die out here. Not accepting in the sense of giving up, but accepting as in understanding the possibility, making peace with it. He thinks about his family, his mother, his kid's sister. Will they ever know what happened to him? Will they just get a telegram, missing in action, presumed dead? He doesn't want to be presumed dead. He wants to go home. Tell them himself that he's okay. That thought, the image of walking through his front door, seeing his mother's face, that's what keeps him going. Day 22. Storm hits, not a little squall like before. A real storm, wind, waves, lightning. The raft is tossed like a toy. James hangs on, his fingers cramping from gripping the ropes. Waves crash over him, filling the raft with water. He bails frantically with his hands. For hours, the storm rages. He's certain the raft will flip, that he'll be thrown into the churning water, that this is how it ends. But the raft holds. And when the storm finally passes, he's still alive, exhausted, soaked, scared, but alive. And he collected a lot of rainwater. His tin is full. That water might keep him alive for another week. Day 25. James notices something wrong with his legs. They're swollen. The skin is breaking down. Saltwater sores are developing. He has no medicine, no bandages. The first aid kit was useful for minor cuts, but not for this. All he can do is try to keep his legs out of the water, but the raft is so small, there's nowhere to go. The pain is constant now. But he's getting used to pain. It's just background noise. James has stopped expecting rescue. Instead, he's focused on something else, getting to land. Any land. He has no way to steer the raft. No oars, no paddle. He's at the mercy of currents and wind. But he pays attention, watches the way the waves move, the direction of the wind, the position of the sun and stars. He thinks he's drifting west, maybe toward one of the Pacific Islands. Day 30. He's losing more weight. His body is consuming itself, burning muscle for energy. His arms are like sticks. But he keeps fishing, keeps collecting water, keeps surviving. Day 32. Something amazing happens. A bird lands on the raft. Just for a moment, a seabird, looking for a place to rest. James is so surprised he doesn't even move. The bird sits there for maybe 10 seconds, then flies off. But that bird means something. Birds don't fly thousands of miles from land, which means land might be closer than he thought. Hope flickers again. Day 34. James catches a larger fish than usual, maybe 2 pounds. It's a struggle to pull it in Nice. He's so weak now, but he manages. This fish will keep him fed for days. He eats part of it immediately, tries to preserve the rest by drying it in the sun. Day 36. Another bird, then another. He's definitely getting close to land. Day 37. He sees something in the distance, a dark line on the horizon. He stares at it for hours, afraid it's another hallucination, but it doesn't disappear. It's real. Day 38. The island is closer. James can see palm trees now. A beach, land, an island. But there's a problem. The current is taking him past the island, not toward it. Past it. He has no way to steer, no way to change direction. All he can do is watch as the island slowly slides by, just a few miles away. He tries paddling with his hands, splashing, anything to change his course. It doesn't work. The current is too strong. His arms are too weak. It's the cruelest thing he's experienced in 38 days. The island passes, disappears behind him. James feels something break inside him, not his will to survive. Something deeper, the part of him that believed in luck, in fate, in a happy ending. Day 40. He's given up tracking days. What's the point? Day 42. Another island appears. This time the current is taking him toward it. James doesn't let himself hope. Not this time. Day 43. The island is close, maybe half a mile. He can hear waves crashing on a reef. The raft is moving toward it. Slowly, so slowly. Day 44. He's almost there. But now there's a new problem. The reef, the waves are breaking hard on the coral. If the raft hits that reef, it'll be shredded. And so will he. He has to time it perfectly, ride a wave through a break in the reef. He waits, watches the wave patterns. There mass a gap in the reef where the waves are smaller. He starts paddling with his hands, using every last bit of strength. The raft moves toward the gap. A wave catches him, lifts him, carries him forward. He's rushing toward the reef. The gap is right there. Right there, the raft shoots through, scrapes against coral but holds together. And suddenly he's in calmer water, in the lagoon. But he's close, so close. The beach is 100 feet away. James wants to scream with joy, but he can barely make a sound. His throat is too raw. His voice is gone. Day 47. June 30th, 1943. James Mitchell drags his raft onto a beach. He collapses on the sand, lies there, breathing. He made it 47 days, alone in the Pacific, against impossible odds. He survived. The island is small, uninhabited, but it has palm trees, which means coconuts, fresh water collected in pools, maybe crabs or other food. He's safe, for now. 3 days later, a U.S. Navy patrol boat spots him. They're shocked to find him alive. Most men don't survive a week at sea. James is evacuated to a hospital ship. He's lost 45 pounds. His body is covered in sores and infections. He's severely dehydrated and malnourished. But he's alive. The doctors say he shouldn't have survived. Statistically, it's almost impossible. Most men in his situation would have died of dehydration by day 10, or been killed by sharks, or given up mentally. But James Mitchell didn't give up. When asked how he did it, he gave a simple answer. I decided I wasn't going to die out there, so I didn't. James Mitchell returned to active duty after recovering. He flew combat missions for the rest of the war, survived, went home to Oregon. He never talked much about his 47 days at sea. When people asked, he'd just say, I got lucky. But it wasn't luck, it was preparation meeting opportunity. It was knowledge applied under extreme pressure. It was the refusal to give up even when giving up would have been easier. James Mitchell's story teaches us something profound about human resilience. We're capable of far more than we think. Our bodies can endure incredible hardship. Our minds can stay sharp even in the darkest moments. But most importantly, survival is a choice. Every single day, James chose to live, to fight, to keep going. And that made all the difference. Imagine you're back on that raft. Day 1, the plane has just gone down. You're alone in the Pacific. What do? If you're James Mitchell, you don't panic. You don't give up. You take inventory. You make a plan. You execute. And you survive. One day at a time. This is the story of Lieutenant James Mitchell, the pilot who survived 47 days alone in the Pacific Ocean, a story of resilience, determination, and the unbreakable human will to live. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.